Imagine a world without choices. Imagine you can't make your own decision. That wouldn't be a world for me. That wouldn't be a world for you. UIC.
Tell them we're gonna be stronger. Together we can make it right. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. Gonna be stronger together. Time we all just unify. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. It is a natural right for every human being to be free. Free, so free. So the government is there to protect you and me. UIC objective is to liberate the citizens from colonial bondage, them regulation, them taxation. Rob Jamaica, we independent. Be stronger together we can make it right. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. We're gonna be stronger together. Come, we all just unify. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. Non-partisan, constitutional.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to UIC Live TV. Welcome to another live with UIC. My name is Dr. Coretta Brown Johnson. I am the VP for Middlesex in the UIC. And so tonight we're going to be having a roundtable discussion so you can see some of the faces behind the UIC, the faces that work with Mr. Patterson. You're used to seeing Mr. Patterson here sharing on different lives for the evening. So welcome, Gangster Page, Negostoni, Carol Spence. Welcome, JMH. Good night, Uniters. And so I would like to introduce my other panelists that will join this discussion tonight. We have Mrs. Janet Chakanowski, and we have VP for Miss Jasmine Powell. So good night, ladies.
Good night.
Here we are, ready to go. So what I'll be doing is we're going to be introducing ourselves to you or UIC audience so that again you can get to know who are the people behind the scenes, who are the people working to make this vision that our president, Mr. Patterson, is pressing ahead with come alive. So these are the people, some of the people, is not everybody's here. So I will allow each person to just share why the UIC so that you get to understand how we got here. You know, it's been a journey for all of us. So why the UIC, Lady Janet?
Well, thank you for introducing me, and thank you for that powerful question. It is a great question. The UIC has a message that resonates with me. Why do I say that? Well, I call my connection with the UIC a divine connection because I was on Facebook one day just minding my own business, and then I saw UIC Jamaica. I thought, oops, let me see this. So I asked to join the group, and of course, I was immediately put into the group. And I was just mesmerized and blown away by the information that I was reading. You know, Mr. Patterson is very well versed and very well educated in the area of, government and how it's run. And I didn't know anything about the role of government in a country. And so I was like a sponge just soaking up everything. And I was just blown away. I could not believe that I didn't know this stuff. And I started thinking, well, I took this class in high school, but I don't remember them teaching us any of this stuff. So this was in 2017. So I've been with the UIC since 2017, and I love the message and the vision. Jamaica, the vision is Jamaica that brings out, have a good Jamaica, the best Jamaica that brings out the best in all of us so that we can become a nation that we can work and and uh, and um, and retire with dignity. So I'm attracted to that message.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And one thing for sure, that's the common thread. We are all Jamaicans. All of
Yeah.
us are Jamaicans, and we're connected locally and internationally via that thread, via that nationality. So over to you, VP Jasmine Powell. Why the UIC? There, I mean, you could have been doing so many other things. Why? Why the UIC?
Yes, greetings everyone. Why the UIC? The UIC for me, my reason for being with the UIC, it was like, you were searching for something. I have observed the other parties and what they stand for over the years. And for some reason, I just couldn't connect to them. But when I came across the UIC, and I mean, I saw the model, I read the 10-point plan, the manifesto, and the pledge. And I said to myself, yes, this is the place for me. This is the movement. I have to be a part of this movement. And so far, I am loving it. And I wish everybody could just join hands and come on board, because the vision and the mission is for the betterment of the people of Jamaica.
Absolutely. I see some questions coming in. The live has ended on the main channel. I'm not sure if somehow we can reach out to Naika about that to figure out what's going on there, but we'll press ahead for another 20 minutes. We'll be on here on the live for about 30 minutes tonight. All right, so I will answer the question why the UIC. For me, having grown up in Jamaica, having worked behind the scenes as well as consultant with the other parties. I mean, politics was not something that was very attractive for me. I've lived here, raised my children here, got married here, done most of the things that people do in life here. I still live and work here in Jamaica, and it's not been very attractive. And so being in my community, I engage people in different capacities. And so it was from that, a community member kind of was telling me about the UIC, and I was in the same headspace of, I'm not so sure. I've never heard of the UIC. I mean, I used to see stuff. And so she started to share information and then put me in touch with one. At the time it was the recruitment director, and so I was having conversations, watching the information and the educational lives and videos and 10-point plan, all of the vision of the UIC that Mr. Patterson put out there. And I can tell you, I was listening for the thing that didn't click. I was waiting for the cell. I was waiting for the idea that yes, you might do this and you might get to, if you want to go from Kingston to Mobay, it might take you to Mobay. But no, it was the idea that being Jamaican, I should be proud of being Jamaican. I can be a sovereign being in my own country. We have rights, or fundamental rights should be looked at and understood and be entrenched and so forth. And so these things, really connected with me. And I'm here as a result. I have not heard, each time I listen, I still resonate with the message, One Jamaica, because we are one Jamaica worldwide, no matter where you are in the world. Once you're Jamaican, you want to come home and connect with the roots of Jamaica. And so that for me is why the UIC. And I think it connects to the question why this movement, why we do what we do. If anybody wants to elaborate on that, can jump in, Lady Janet. Why you doing it? Why this particular movement? Because the UIC is a movement that is owned by the people for the people. You know, we,
Absolutely,
we
absolutely.
invest.
Well,
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
voted one time in Jamaica before I went to the United States to study. And I look at the history and what has gone on in Jamaica for the last 80 years. And I've never seen any other parties do what the UIC is doing. Jamaica is not a poor country, it's just poorly run.
Hmm.
And because of that, we have seen the infrastructure of Jamaica has broken down. We've seen all the issues that's wrong with Jamaica, but who is out there trying to fix it? And so one of the key things that I love about the UIC is anyone who's running, they need to live in the area that they live in. Because how can someone live in Hanover but they're running in Kingston or vice versa? How can you know what's needed in your community if you're not
Right.
there to see what's needed in the community? How can you really service the people if you're not there? So I like the UIC model in the fact that we are for the people. We are for the people who have been forgotten. 80 years. What do we have to show for 80 years? And so
Absolutely.
I love the message of the UIC. It's for all of us. It's for
Right.
everyone, regardless of your economic status. It's for all of us. And that's what has attracted me, why I am still here and watching Mr. Patterson, our leader, and he works day in and day out with his mental toughness and just forge forward, because if we don't protect our rights, our freedom and liberty, someone is going to take it away from us. So this is why I'm still
Absolutely.
here to do that, to make sure that our God-given rights are staying with us and not being controlled by anyone else.
Still here. Sorry about that. I had a break in transmission. Yes, Lady Janet, I am definitely really reverberate with that message for sure. Lady Jasmine, VP Powell,
Yes.
over to you. Why we join the movement? Why we do what we do?
Yes. Well, for me, I am here, and I wouldn't say I have joined the movement. It's like finding what I was always looking for, based
Mm,
on the model. This movement, it is inclusive of every Jamaican. That is what I love about it. It is inclusive of every Jamaican. It recognizes our history, the works of Marcus Garvey. I love that. It recognizes the Maroons. It recognizes the Rastafarians, the Christians, and that is what I love. And one other thing too, my leader, Joseph L. Pattison, I've been here for quite a while in Jamaica, where I was born in Jamaica, grew in Jamaica. And I have seen leaders, political leaders over the years. But I mean, I have never come across one like Joseph Pattison, one a man of integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph Pattison is not a man who just talk. Him live in words. He live what him talk about, and it's just something, because if the head of the stream, I personally, I can follow a leader or be a part of a movement with a leader who don't live the life, is not an example. And Mr. Pattison is an example. And for that, one of the main reasons I too admire this movement, you know, and this movement gives me personally, gives me hope as a Jamaican. I have my children, my grandchildren, and I am looking for a better Jamaica for my children and for the
Mm-hmm.
other children. And Jamaica need it. And the UIC can provide that. And that is why I have to be here.
absolutely, absolutely agree. And it's the empowerment factor. I'd use that word, the empowerment factor, to just coalesce what you just said in terms of everybody is empowered to act in their own sovereign right, to exercise your sovereign right as a
Yes.
Jamaican citizen, and to flesh that out to the fullest. And so the 10-point plan speaks to that. The model of government speaks to that. the manner in which the process is executed, even in how we do what we do,
Yes.
we try to make sure that all voices are heard. And you're right, I totally agree that Mr. Patterson lives what he speaks. He's
Yes.
not just there saying it, he's actually doing it, sometimes to the point of exhaustion, but he's doing it.
Yes.
Right. So we want to talk about those, some of the things, some of the plans that we have in the pipeline. Help me out, ladies. What's next on our pipeline here?
Well, coming up, what is at the forefront right now? We will be having a rally on the 10th of June at Mandela Park, and that rally, I am appealing to viewers to Jamaica. Come out and join and support us. Let us all unite together and have one voice. This is about every individual person, because whatever happened in this country, this island of ours, it affects every one of us, right? So it's time we come together. I have seen, I have observed that for Jamaica, for the most part, people find it difficult to come together, and we can do it. We did it before. We did it before, and we can do it again. Let us put any little difference aside and just focus on the mission, because we want a better Jamaica. We don't want no fake republic. We want a real republic. And let us come together and make it
Right. So,
happen.
right. So it doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter which party you're from. It doesn't matter which. You can come and show up and be a part of the We the People rally.
Yes.
Lady Chekonowski, and your plug on the We the People rally coming up.
I think I think the We the People rally is going to be a powerful and essential event. And why do I say that? Because right now we're at a very precarious position where Jamaica wants to move one direction, but we want to make sure that we're actually getting a genuine republic and not a fake republic. We want to make sure that the leadership of Jamaica will be transparent, will be accountable, and the only way we can have that, because we're seeing at the history of the past 80 years, we haven't really have accountable leaders. We don't see the fiscal, the monies that are being spent in Jamaica. We just know that we pay taxes, we borrow money from the IMF, but we're not really seeing a budget as to what the monies are being done with. So when we elect the UIC, those are some of the areas that we will have access to. So the rally is really important. We want all Jamaicans to come out and support and say enough is enough. We need all these areas. We have some areas that we're zeroing in on, and we need to let the people. We need the people to come out and show out and let us say enough is enough. We need better in our country. We need better for future generations, because the bottom line is if somebody doesn't fix Jamaica right now, what will happen to our future generations? They will have nothing. They'll have very
Absolutely.
little hope. So we are here to make sure that we put in place an infrastructure that's creating a strong foundation for generations to come. And that is with a real republic, to transform the constitution, to do away with who has been controlling us all these years, and let the people, we're here for the people. The UIC is a people movement. You tell us what to do, and we put those things in place. So this is why it is very important for you to come out and support, because we're here for everyone. Doesn't matter what party you're from. Come and see the vision and the mission of the UIC.
Absolutely. And I see a plug from our President Patterson in the chat. Yes, we want a real republic that protects our individual sovereignty and provides us equal opportunity. And I think that says it all. And it's not just to talk the talk, but to also
Wow.
walk the walk. Because now, especially now in Jamaica, it's hard to really have confidence in the systems that currently exist now. the systems that we interface with on a daily basis, it's layered with so much frustration. And I doubt that a lot of us understand that we actually can leverage the change for that. And the UIC, spread the word. The UIC is an alternative. The UIC is a vehicle for that change to happen. So if you know somebody, say something. There's actually a third party in Jamaica trying to get the voice and the message out for the people to hear that you actually have another option. It's not just two. You have another one that you can choose. And the base of your choices equals what? Our freedom. Yes.
Yes.
So, ladies, June 10th, 4 p.m., Mandela Park, We the People Rally. Yes. So, get on board. Get on board with us. Share, talk, show up. We're going to send the information. Okay. And so, check our secondary channel as well if you're not seeing it. We have the YouTube live up. So, click on the link in the chat so you can still see what's happening here. All
And
right.
let me
So,
put
Before we move
this in.
on, Dr. Coretta, I want to let the
yes,
people
yes.
know that because I've been here since 2017, I have seen the work that Mr. Patterson has done. He had to get X amount of signatures to get the party registered. We are a third official registered party. I've seen him drive
Mm-hmm.
to the mountains, to the valleys, everywhere to get these signatures. And it took a while for the ECJ to actually approve it, but we're here. So let us, and too many people think that third parties cannot win an election. Well, that's because we've never been given the opportunity. But look at the message. Have you ever seen any of the other parties put out the message that we are putting out? It's not just words on paper. This is what will be activated. These are the plans that we have in place to bring to the people. So, yes, we
Absolutely.
need you there because message of hope. This is our last hope. And if vision, then we're really, really in serious trouble. So, yes, let Mr. Patterson's work not be in vain, guys. I've seen the work he did. He and his lovely wife going into the mountains to get signature day by day, toiling, 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 and we're here. So now we just need everyone's support. Everyone's support. Those are on the ground there in Jamaica, and those who are overseas, we need everyone's support. And not to mention, one of the plans of the UIC is to make sure that the diaspora, the people who are in the other countries, will be able to vote. Which other party do you hear talking like that? So the UIC have some great plans. So come on out, come on out.
And
Absolutely. Seconded. VP Paul, you had something you wanted to share.
yes, I just wanted to say importantly, UIC is you and UIC is me. It's UIC is not just a group of people. You understand? It's for everybody. So, and as to the rally, we will be having some special entertainment, musical entertainment. So come on out, enjoy, participate. And also, you know, it really touches my heart, when I see persons getting all these powerful message and insights about the UIC, the model, and they just, ignore it, and even the truth in front of them
Mm-hmm.
face, and then
Mm-hmm.
blind them eye to it. It reminds me, this UIC journey with our leader, Mr. Pattison, the whole movement reminds me of some even stories in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
The chosen ones, them go through a lot, a trial and tribulation. And I'm not preaching here because I am not a preacher. And so we as Jamaicans, make we just rise up for the truth for once in our life. Stop. I mean, cover up. We need good governance. Good governance is what the country need. And we must do everything in our power to ensure that it happens. And one of the way is to put our voices come together, join hands together, and make it happen. The time is now. Observe
Right.
what is happening. If we don't unite now, it's now or never.
Yep. Unity is
No
strength.
or never. So it's time now, people. Wake up out of your sleep and your slumber. Those are my words and my appeal.
Right. So I take it even further to add to that, to unite the minds, the hearts, and the
And
hands, for us to move forward. And just to share another snippet from our president, Mr. Patterson, we the people must not at all, anyone, any group or government, allow any group, anyone or government to impose their agenda on us. No government sponsorship of specialist group agendas. No CBDC. So those are some of the things that are the tenets of the UIC message. And so when you come on June 10th, it's not just the entertainment, it's the message, it's the understanding that you are using this as a vehicle to have your voice heard, have your issues understood, have an avenue or a direction to go. So as we organize on the ground, we need people to come on board, we need people to share the message, we need people to step up to the plate and support. We also need people to donate as well, because it's a movement owned by the people. So we ask that people, put your money where your mouth is, because it's not easy to do the things. Even this live, it costs to be on here. And so you believe in the message, you're supporting the message, join us, especially on June 10th.
and
And because that's going to take us on a whole other trajectory in terms of getting the UIC message out there and the support. All right. So,
In fact, Dr. Corella, June 10th will
yes,
also be
yes.
the kickoff because we'll be traveling around the island doing the town hall, taking the message of the
Right.
new republic and also the areas that the 10-point plan, expounding on those and empowering the people and educating the people because the UIC is an education platform. And I would love if
Right.
people would put in the comments, have you learned anything from the UIC since you've been watching some of these lives? What have you actually learned?
Right. Since
You
you've
know?
been, absolutely.
Yes,
Let's hear it. Have you learned anything? Have you understood anything more about your own sense of being Jamaican? Do you understand the behind the scenes process any better? Does it make sense to you? Do you understand how your elected leaders are operating? Does that make sense to you? Because once you learn, you should have more questions. It,
yes.
it should it should drive you to ask more questions, and seek those answers. Yeah. So I don't see any questions right now coming at me though. So we continue with a reminder of who we are. VP Powell, who is Vice President for,
sorry, the county of sorry.
right? And I'm VP Brown Johnson, who is responsible for the County of Middlesex. And we have Lady Janet wears many hats, So she's director. She's one of the older people. She's been around with the UIC long before we. I wanted to ask you that question, Miss Janet. Lady Chakanowski. Just a synopsis of your entry and what it's been like to this point. And I know you really believe we can go further with the trajectory, but we just want to hear, where it started. Are we evolving? We need more people, yes. So just a synopsis of your own journey in the
Absolutely.
process.
When I started, it was a small. When I say small, it was very small. And I have to admire Mr. Patterson because I've said to him several times, Mr. Patterson, you're good. Because if it were me, I would just say, don't bother. I couldn't be bothered. But it was a small amount of people. And then, when the pandemic started, that kind of opened up the door. We did some town halls during that time. And then we started seeing people coming on board and coming on board, and so we have evolved into what we are now. But it was very, very small at first. It was very difficult. When I tell you plow, you ever try to plow land that is very hard because there hasn't been any rain, but he continued to plow and plow and plow. And so, which is one of the reasons when you look at the older videos, you may see me there, but then I took a back seat when the movement began to expand. I took a back seat so that the new people could come on board now and get empowered to take the message out there. So, yeah, there's been a big transformation and a shift because so many people now are beginning to hear about the UIC, and they are gravitating to this message. It's this message of hope, this little bit of hope, and this is why I'm still here, and I'm excited about what's going to be happening as we move on because more and more people are coming on board, and that's awesome.
Absolutely. More strength. Clive in the chat said more strength. Yes, Clive, more strength. And so we get to the why we're doing it. We've talked about, we started with that, but we want to close with that again. And we want to remind, come out June 10th because it's important. It's tied to the why. In my own history, my professional and personal history, I never talk politics with people because I really figured it would go left or right or south. There was only a couple directions. You're going to have a color or a direction to go. And so when you are in a process where you understand that your views are understood, you can actually share your views, and it's not an issue. You're not having any cognitive dissonance, and it's a clear message. And I usually say to people, I would get involved if I see a clear way, have a clear understanding. And here is clarity for me, and that's a part of it. That's one. Reason two, I have children and they have a future. My computer just went to sleep. Sorry about that. So the two, I have children, they have a future, and you're shooting arrows into the future generation. Number three, I'm just tired of seeing what's going on. We're tired now. Something need to change. The tipping point needs to happen. We need to shift direction. And so it's important that we coalesce around something that's moving forward. And to me, that's the UIC. Something that's saying, moving to the heart of the people, understanding the issues, speaking to the issues with clarity. Get on the vehicle, share the message. It's a simple thing to do. Lady Powell.
Yes. At this point, I would just like to share the UIC's pledge, which is dear to me. And I'll just share it for those who have not heard it before or read it before. It goes, as one who loves my life, my liberty, and the right to earn, own, and freely enjoy my property, I pledge to respect and help to protect the life, liberty, and property rights of all others, to do my part in helping my fellow citizens create a safe, clean, and orderly society where all may live, earn, and retire with dignity in true liberty, and where unprovoked force and fraud are abolished from all human relationships, so that we may finally become one Jamaica, united, strong, and free. Yes.
Absolutely.
What else can we say? As is Sir Patterson sharing, he's looking forward to our land reformation policy. And yes, after 80 years, we alluded to that earlier, after 80 years of bad governance, it's time for something truly new. So it's time to move in that direction. UIC.com, become a member. It's just $1,000, or you can donate a little more, it's okay. But you own the movement. You own the process. The UIC is you. The UIC is me. The UIC is VP Powell. It's everybody. It's all of us as Jamaicans, and You notice our color. We have our color is blue. Everybody likes blue. So, it's come on board, join us. So see you June 10th. Naika, I'm not so sure where you are in the mix, but June 10th is our rally. Show up, look out for the flyers and the information going around. Let's show a good support for the message is we the people, we are Jamaicans. So have a good night, Uniters.
Good night,
Thank you for joining
everyone.
us
Thanks for joining.
on board.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.